The big focus this morning, more questions being raised about Purti Power and Sugar Limited, in which BJP President Nitin Gadkari owns shares.
These are the details we are getting. 18 companies that hold 80% of equity in Purti Industries are seemingly shell companies. Now, these companies do not exist at their registered addresses. Also, directors of investor companies in Purti include Mr. Gadkari's driver, his accountant, and employees of Purti themselves. 19 of these investor companies are registered with the same email ID, that is rajsharma54@yahoo.com.
हमारी पार्टी का पूरा कैडर और पूरा नेतृत्व नितिन जी के पीछे है.
The party rallying around its beleaguered president within minutes of India Against Corruption, levelling a slew of corruption allegations against Nitin Gadkari. Gadkari further got the breather with IAC's Mumbai activists Meher Gandhi and Anjani Damania coming under media scrutiny over the land dealings. So not only the BJP, the RSS top brass has stood by the Nagpur boy. In this hour of crisis, with top Sangh leaders camping in Delhi last week just after the IAC press conference. And to evolve consensus for another term for Gadkari, they met all the leaders, and he's now almost certain to take over as president once his term ends in January. The allegations against Gadkari, the RSS feels, have not been politically damaging, especially with leaders from both the NDA and the opposition coming to Gadkari's rescue.
To setting up sugar mill, along with the power and external fund, is a service to that area.
Since India Against Corruption has raised corruption allegations against both the BJP and the Congress leaders, the two big parties have at times been a little soft and also careful in handling these allegations made by Arvind Kejriwal and his friends. Even the main opposition, the Congress, grappling with multiple and continuous assault from the IAC, has so far resisted from taking up issues raised by Kejriwal and his friends.
To go into people's personal business things and then track them politically, I don't think it's something that the Congress does.
As for Gadkari, with RSS by his side, he seems all set to don the mantle of presidentship once again and be at the helm of party affairs when next Lok Sabha elections are held. In New Delhi, Sumit Pandey.
In fact, IC activist Arvind Kejriwal tweeted early this morning on Twitter, and I quote, "Read today's Times of India for big expose against Gadkari. But would Congress and Pawar have courage to act against Gadkari, or BJP Congress bye-bye," unquote.
Reactions coming into that story. Prashant Bhushan of the India Against Corruption movement joining us this morning. Thanks, Mr. Bhushan, for joining us. You've seen the report, you have the details, your first reactions. Do you get a sense that both the BJP and the Congress are protecting each other in this particular case?
That's very obvious, you see, because the story shows one fact very clearly, that all these so-called companies which have invested in Mr. Gadkari's firm, this Purti Sugar and Power, are fictitious and are in fact owned benami by Mr. Gadkari himself. The question is, where do they get this 70 or 75 crores that they invest in this company? Obviously, this money and the manner in which it has been shown is clearly illicit money that Mr. Gadkari must have made while he was a minister, and it is being recycled through these benami firms into his company. And he takes a loan of more than 160 crores from that IRB, which he had given various contracts to while he was PWD minister in Maharashtra. All this shows that Mr. Gadkari was neck deep involved in every kind of corruption. He has been evading income tax, he has been violating the Companies Act, Income Tax Act, Prevention of Corruption Act. Now the question is, with so many violations of so many different laws, why is the Congress government, which has its government both in the center, in control of the income tax department, in control of the companies department, and at the state, which is to investigate the offences under the Prevention of Corruption Act, why are they silent on this? Why are they not straight away registering FIRs and proceeding with investigations and arresting people as they do in normal cases? In fact, Mr. Sharad Pawar went on record to protect Mr. Gadkari, to defend him when we broke the initial story about Mr. Gadkari. But these facts which have come out are much more damaging. And if now the government does not take any action, it just shows what we have been saying. It just proves what we have been saying all along, that they are all in bed together and they are one family which is really in power. Some may temporarily be in opposition, some may temporarily be in power. They just keep changing. And they are all there to loot this country and protect each other.
So essentially what you're saying is that the Congress and the BJP are going soft on each other to save their own skins. Even the IAC, Arvind Kejriwal, has made certain allegations against Ajit Pawar, against Mr. Gadkari. The fact is, why is you're blaming the government of India of not taking action against Mr. Gadkari, but why isn't IAC going to court if they have sufficient evidence against Mr. Gadkari? You can be blamed for the same sin as well, sir.
Going to court, do you know what it takes to go to court?
So you're a lawyer.
Time, effort, etc.
You should know more than...
Of course I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
I take up major scams which involve hundreds of thousands of crores of this country's wealth, like the Colgate scam, like the Spectrum scam, etc. If we start going after every individual, if we start filing cases against every individual, do you know how long it takes through the court? This is a matter which needs investigation by the investigative agencies which are controlled by the government.
All right, Mr. Bhushan, while you are in fact speaking to us, while you are in fact speaking to us, one of our correspondents, in fact, getting a reaction from the government. In fact, Mr. Moily has now said, and I quote, this is what he's told CNN IBN, that I have heard about the allegations and will look into the allegations to see whether books are in order. Are you satisfied with this?
Mr. Moily, without looking into any allegations again, Mr. Vadra has given a clean check to him. We have seen what kind of investigation Mr. Moily does. I mean, he just shoots off his mouth without examining anything, and he says that Mr. Vadra, we have examined, it's all fine. What has he examined? Let him show what he has examined. How Mr. Vadra acquired all this wealth of more than 300 crores from just 50 lakhs.
So, since you are a lawyer, here's my next question to you. Mr. Gadkari is saying, I'm open to investigations, but the fact is I quit Purti 14 months ago. Can he get away saying that?
No, certainly not. Fact is that he established this Purti, and all these fictitious companies are all linked to him, to his driver, to his accountant, to his secretary and so on. So therefore, merely because he has quit these companies now does not absolve him of all the crimes that he has committed earlier.
All right, Mr. Prashant Bhushan, thank you so much for speaking to us and giving us your reaction to this particular story. Of course, like we pointed out earlier, Arvind Kejriwal, in fact, also reacted on this Times of India story, and also Sumit Pandey, in fact, had given a report really on why, the Congress is being silent on all these issues that are coming out. Smita Nair, our Mumbai bureau chief, in fact, is with us, joining us from Mumbai. Smita, just give us a sense, really, of what we can take out of this. With Prashant Bhushan, they're saying, an investigation should be ordered. However, they can't really take action as yet, since they don't have complete proof of what is being leveled against Gadkari at this point.
To be honest, Tracy, much of this has been in the public domain. What has been spelled out here is what appears to be at least prima facie proof of the fact that the investors in Mr. Gadkari's Purti Industries are actually shell companies, or fictitious, as Mr. Prashant Bhushan chose to describe them. Also, the question over the funding by IRB, Infrastructure Developers Limited, in Mr. Gadkari's Purti Industries. For one, we know that the Ideal Road Builders Private Limited had made an investment of 1.85 crores worth of equity in 2001. We heard IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited, which is now the parent company, give a clarification to the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange, saying that Ideal Road Builders Private Limited was in fact not a subsidiary when this particular investment was made, and was only subsequently made a group company. But the fact remains that what we're looking at here is prima facie a case of quid pro quo. When Mr. Nitin Gadkari was PWD minister in the Shiv Sena BJP government between 95 and 99, there were several road and infrastructure projects that were given to IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited. The list is exhaustive. Therefore, did IR3 Infrastructure Developers Limited, in whatever form, either by form of its subsidiaries or by way of its directors, actually invest in Mr. Nitin Gadkari's firm post his tenure as PWD Minister in the year 2001? If so, why should it not be seen as a quid pro quo for him having granted concessions or having favored IRB Developers Infrastructure Limited when he was the PWD Minister? These are some of the pertinent questions that Mr. Gadkari was unable to answer.
Also not giving any answers today, Smita, is Sudhir Deve. He's the MD of Purti Group. He's someone we've been trying for a reaction. He's refusing to speak. But is there enough proof against Mr. Gadkari now, not just in the public domain, but with investigative agencies also, to now get in and start probing him and his so-called shell companies?
Shreya, this modus operandi, for lack of a better word, I'm calling it the modus operandi of routing funds through shell companies to the main or parent company, we've seen this being replicated in several cases in the past, some of them in Maharashtra itself, with regard to the irrigation scam that we have reported on. The fact remains that these documents that are being accessed by journalists are very much available with the registrar of companies. Therefore, the ROC and the ministry that looks at ROC, which is the Corporate Affairs Ministry headed by Mr. Mohli, has those papers available with them, can easily call for clarifications from Purti Industries or indeed Mr. Gadkari over the questions that have been raised in several of these news reports. So the documents are available. The job of investigating, as Mr. Prashant Bhushan rightly pointed out, is up to the investigating agencies, given that the documents that are available in the public domain have been accessed in a transparent manner from the documents available on the ROC website, if one may.
Smita, also give us an idea really on the political strategy really. The BJP, of course, is not going to be saying anything. They're, of course, denying all the allegations. But just give us a sense really of other parties. For one, of course, being the Congress. Nothing really strong coming out of them, though you would, probably think that an accusation against Gadkari is something that they would perhaps lap up.
Tracy, there was barely a whimper when those allegations made by India against corruption and Arvind Kejriwal first became public against Mr. Nitin Gadkari. We did not hear much from the NCP or the Congress, indeed, here in the state. Subsequently, we heard Mr. Sharad Pawar going on our channel on CNN IBN and defending Mr. Gadkari and what he called was allegations made in a hurry without actually looking to substantiate those allegations that were made by Arvind Kejriwal. So one suspects it will be the same conspiracy of silence, if I may, from all political parties, despite these fresh set of data or documents that are being put in the public domain being accessed from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs that seem to be indicating that these are shell companies or fictitious companies that made up the investors, the 18-odd investors in Mr. Gadkari's Purti Industries, and that there appears to be, or there is seemingly a quid pro quo between IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited and Mr. Gadkari, who was formerly the PWD Minister in the Shiv Sena BJP government between 95 and 99.
A conspiracy of silence, as you're calling it, Smita. Politicians may choose to remain quiet, both the BJP and the Congress, but are you expecting activists in the state, in your state, Maharashtra, to take the story forward, protest, ask for an inquiry and investigation, a government investigation, if at all?
That has already happened, Shreya, by way of Anjali Damania and India Against Corruption. Anjali Damania and her team members traveling to Nagpur, to that particular village of Khursapar in Nagpur, where Purti Sugar and Power Industries stand in the same premises. I had reported last week from Nagpur stands Ideal Power and Ideal Energy Limited. It is believed that Ideal Power and Ideal Energy Limited is owned by directors of IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited. Power contracts of 270 megawatts multiplied by 2, as it's called in Maharashtra, is something that has been awarded to Ideal Power and Ideal Energy. One is expecting production, in fact, to begin in those companies that are located, in fact, within the premises of Purti Sugar and Power to begin anytime soon. So this is a matter that has been taken up by activists over the last couple of weeks, but political parties, on the other hand, don't seem to be very keen on taking these allegations forward, including those from the Congress and the NCP. We, in fact, spoke to the Chief Minister the day the ISC had made these allegations public. The Chief Minister said, I haven't looked at the details, I cannot react now. Subsequently, we heard no statement either from the State Congress or indeed the Maharashtra government here in the state, Shreya.
Smita, we'll leave it there. Appreciate your joining us with all those extensive and exhaustive details. Fresh allegations against BJP President Nitin Gadkari. Will this conspiracy of silence continue? That's the big question.